There's a topic I want to talk about, and it has to do with black people, and it has to do with anime. It's a very sensitive topic. I don't know if you guys heard about the girl recently who self-deleted because of racist comments being made under her cosplay uh, reels and Instagram posts. I wanted to watch this video so I could put people on to the topic of how black people have been represented in anime for a very long time. This is nothing new. All the racist comments that were made towards this girl, this is nothing new. So I wanted to watch this video, and I want you guys to pay attention and see the things that I see as well.
This is Dragon Ball Z, my very first introduction to the world of anime. And this is my cousin Dujon. I watched Dragon Ball at his house.
Sick! I didn't even know you had the merch.
I've got.
Oh, this video is 5 years old, by the way. This video was made 5 years ago, uploaded 5 years ago.
About 5 or 6 t-shirts.
What?
There's just something about it. Dragon Ball Z to me is like the gateway to manga and anime.
But this is also Dragon Ball Z.
The first time I ever saw Mr. Popo, I remember just thinking,
what is
why
that?
did he look like that?
Yeah.
I think that was actually my first introduction to what comic books were.
And this is quite a common portrayal of black people in anime. And yet, anime has a big black fan base.
A huge black fan base. And the way black people have been represented in anime for a very long time has been atrocious. Granted, things like that are changing and coming to an end. As we see, even Gachi Yakuza, the creator of that anime, obviously has a level of love for black culture and black people, and you see it within the characters that she creates for the show and for the manga. So things are changing, things are going in a better direction as far as how we're represented and depicted within anime, but we can't ignore what the history of it was, To understand the present, you must understand the past.
A lot of people seem to kind of think that racism doesn't exist in Japan, and of course that's not true.
To be a fan is to be cheering in one scene and like hiding your head the next.
Yeah.
First of all, let's get something straight. I'm definitely not here to cancel anime. But
Please
as a black
don't.
fan, I am here to say enough with the racism.
Yeah.
One of my favorite anime shows is Durarara, but the Black Russian is a problem. For the love of God, redraw him.
Sister Kone in Promised Neverland, they lean on that minstrel look, huge lips, bulging eyes, and it's disgusting, and it hurts because it's so glaring that it is anti-black, that it almost ruins the entire thing for me.
Yeah.
And even One Punch Man has Black Luster, who aka Super.
I seen this character, bro. Like, look at this dude, bro. Why is he drawn like that? And these are the depictions of black people that we're talking about. And One Punch Man is a relatively new anime, and I know it's not brand spanking new, but it's relatively new. It's of the 2010s at least, late 2010s, if not early 2020s. So it's like if this is the only way you know how to depict black people, then maybe you just shouldn't have black characters in your series. I don't think I'm crazy for having that take. I don't think that's too bold of a take. If you don't understand black people, the culture, the people, the aesthetics, the overall just likeness of black people, then try to refrain from having it in your series, until you have a good understanding of a certain people. Then you can put them in your series, and not only will we feel appreciated for it, but we'll feel seen because you took the time to understand us. You took the time to learn about us before you tried to put us within your medium, Again, I love anime, so I'm not trying to talk down on it. I'm not trying to seem like, I'm unappreciative of the fact that you are even considering putting black people within your series. But the way that you depict us is very important, especially because of the history of the way black people were depicted, especially in America. Okay? That history alone means that there's a lot of sensitivity when it comes to this topic, and so you have to tread lightly. All right?
Alloy Darkshine. I mean, it is very racist. And it's funny because I was getting into the show and I was like, I just said, okay, we're going to ignore that episode. But unfortunately, that's something that black folks
it's hard to
again
ignore
and again
that.
have to do. If we want to be fans of something and we don't want to cancel the entire genre, we have to pick and choose our fights.
But why does anime get blackness so badly wrong? To try and understand what's going on here, especially with a lot of the older shows, we need to think about this in context.
Like, bro, even that character, Jinx from Pokemon, like, the way black people, the caricature of black people that has been depicted for a very long time is just disgusting, you know? Like, look at this dude. Like, really look at him. The big lips, you know what I mean? The afro. It's like the eyes looking crazy. You couldn't give more details to the eyes. You couldn't make the lips a bit realistic. Like, do you really think that we got these big ass swollen lips? All of us. Like, I understand, cool. Black people have extra, you know, within our features. We have broader noses, fuller lips, etc., etc. I understand these things, but there's a level. You know, there's a certain level where it becomes disrespectful. There's a certain level where you are doing the absolute most, and it's not a good depiction of black people whatsoever. This is horrendous. It really is, you know.
They're looking at us through the lens of American media, American television. There were no images of black people in animation outside of Disney and Warner Brothers animation in the 40s and 50s, and those images of us were very racist. I would direct your attention to the Jungle Book.
Yeah.
These references range from the grossly offensive to the
Jinx.
unhelpfully reductive.
Coffee from Cowboy Bebop. She's a blaxploitation character. She's basically Foxy Brown, but on Mars.
Some argue that since anime is largely created for a domestic Japanese audience, creators can't be expected to respectfully represent racial diversity, because Japan is not a particularly racially diverse country. But these excuses don't hold.
Yeah, that's exactly what those are. Those are excuses. I'm sorry, but they are. At the end of the day, I'm working on my own story. I'm going to keep that in the wraps. Barely talk about it, but I've been working on it since I was 18 years old. It's a very detailed story. It's a very layered story, right? And I have 7 main characters within my story, my manga that I want to make at one day in my life. These characters are predominantly black, either Caribbean, African, or African American. But there are some characters within my story who are not. And I have taken the time to do research on the cultures that I'm putting within my story. I won't go into detail about it, but you cannot expect to put something within your story without having done the proper research. Because when you put this out and people feel misrepresented, you cannot get upset at the backlash. You can't get upset at the reaction, you know? It's a very sensitive thing. You can't put something in a medium and not do the proper research for it, because when people decide to just tear you down because of it, rightfully so. If it's a horrible depiction, rightfully so. But you can't get upset that that's what they do. You have to do your research. If you don't know about it, don't put it in your manga, anime, comic book, series, whatever it is. Don't do it. You know, it's a really simple solution.
Hold water.
This isn't a case of ignorance. There's nowhere on the planet where people haven't seen a black person.
You can't just say it's like a thing without agency. It's not just like, oh, well, it was an accident happened. It's like a conscious choice that people make.
When we argue about racism in anime, people are like, well, it's Japan, it's not here, it's not the same thing. And what they don't realize is on a global scale, it is the same thing, because it's all over the world.
And the reason why it's all over the world, anti-blackness is something that's all over the world because of colonialism, European colonialism. The simple act of conquering other lands and forcing these people to not only forget their own culture, forget their own language, but forcing them to learn yours and adapt to yours. So there's a lot of anti-blackness that comes with that on a global level. You know what I mean?
And it's not just anime shows themselves that are problematic.
A large amount of anime fans, I'm not saying all of them, but like it is a lot of them out there, hate when other people who don't look like them come into the fandom.
It was really only very recently that I talked about being an anime fan online, because I don't like having those conversations day in, day out. I think where I see it the most,
it can become exhausting. It can become very exhausting, especially if you're speaking to people who feel the way these people felt towards the anime girl, the cosplay girl. They did not like the fact that she was a black woman cosplaying characters who are fair-skinned, not actually white, which go check my other video out where I break that down. They're not white, but they're fair-skinned. They're white passing. And these people have gravitated and colonized these characters and decided that anyone who is not of the same complexion, skin complexion, cannot cosplay these characters, which I think is idiotic. But we know they're idiots. So, no, shouldn't come as a surprise.
Post is for my friends who cosplay. They'll get told, you can't cosplay that character because you're black.
I've been called slurs. I've been called a fake fan. I've been called
she got the
many
whole,
names. Or
bro, she got the whole Cowboy Bebop shirt on, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's hard. And she's a fan. And people are giving her, are throwing slurs at her, giving her a hard time, calling her a fake fan. How is she a fake fan? How does being black not make you an authentic fan of anime or any medium for that matter? It's crazy, bro.
Only like it because Megan Thee Stallion likes it, or you don't know any anime. It's a lot.
So if being a black fan of anime subjects you to this much racism, then why do we love it so much?
There's no one answer. For me, the fact that I didn't have to engage with Western politics and I could look at something else for once and learn about something else. And also just because these things are cool.
Facts.
And a lot of anime that I'm familiar with, like there's usually some layer of prejudice against the hero. Like some people doubt them, some people think they can't achieve it, or just that they're hated. So Naruto, for example, he's treated poorly for a large part of his life, and he still rises.
Yeah, Naruto is the perfect character for anybody who has ever felt ostracized, you know, completely just shunned and looked down upon for nothing more than the fact that you exist. You know what I mean? That's a crazy feeling. To know that people look down on you, people wish you harm, they have so much disdain for you, and it's for no reason other than the fact that you exist, that you breathe and walk this earth. That's how a lot of black people feel when they're in environments where they know that they're not fully wanted, they're not fully accepted. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's why a lot of people, myself included, love Naruto as a character and as a series. Granted, my favorite character is Itachi, but that's for a whole different discussion, you know? But yeah, I could see what she's saying for real.
The occasion and perseveres to become Hokage one day. I think that's proper. I mean, like, there's tons of characters like
the
that who
Elric
face
brothers,
that in
Hunter
their
Hunter,
journey.
One Piece.
I think it resonates with me as a black woman because it is just something where, like, existing in itself can be a challenge. Existing in a world that does not want to accept us is challenging.
I love Kurosawa films and things like that, and a lot of the anime followed those storylines. There's let me walk the earth like Cain and avenge the death of my master.
There's a lot of parallels here with black people's affection for kung fu films.
Yeah.
But that's another video.
Even if you think of Wu-Tang, one of the greatest hip-hop groups to ever do it, were heavily influenced, you know what I mean, by karate films and Asian influence overall. Just like, it was crazy. You heard it in the music and the words and the style, all of that, you know what I mean? It's just fire.
A really interesting thing now that I think everybody is sort of kind of coming out and going, yeah, I've been a fan of this for years.
Before it was cool, mind you.
If they're over the age of 35, they're going to remember getting bootleg VHS, or friends got them and dubbed them and passed them around. And that's why the black anime audience is older. People think, oh, now black people like it too.
Like, yo, bro, I've been an anime fan for a very long time. I keep saying it started when I learned what anime actually was at 14, but I was already watching anime before I knew what it was, since way younger, since like 5, 6 years old. Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Those are like the main three I could think of. Those were a staple to my childhood. But then when I learned around 14 what anime actually was, bro, it's been with me ever since. I just turned 30 years old, you know? Literally last month, November, I just turned 30. Like, that's over a decade that I've been loving anime, and no one's ever gonna change it, you know?
No, we've been here.
Anime references in black culture goes back decades, especially in hip-hop.
That is why there's so much of an anime influence in Boondocks. Aaron Magruder, he was clearly a fan. LaShawn Thomas, who was also one of the people who worked on that show, he went on to actually move out to Japan and work on anime on his own. And he created Cannon Busters that came out last year.
LaShawn Thomas was also one of the storyboard animation production artists on Avatar: The Legend of Korra, and he's part of a small but growing number of black people involved in the production of anime. In the US, there's Saturday AM magazine that features manga from a whole host of diverse artists. And then there's
That's
Noir
so
Caesar,
hard. Oh, Doomsday.
Black
Yo, I've heard of this dude before. White Manga? Is that White Manga? WHYTE or something of the sort? I don't want to butcher it. I'm sorry, bro. I don't know if it's the same person. I'm really, last minute recalling this manga artist I used to watch on YouTube all the time, and I was trying to learn how to draw manga at one point, and it was his videos that I was watching. If that's the same dude, then yo, bro, shout out to you, for real. That shit's hard.
There's Noir Caesar, a black-run company which has diversity and representation as its mission statement. They're currently adapting some of their manga into anime shows.
I will say that there are creators out there who are fixing it. Black-owned studios, like stationed in Japan. There's also shows like Carol and Tuesday that have great representation for Black characters. So I do have a lot of hope, but I will say it's like by creator.
There's so many things that we've accepted for so long because we were just so happy to be included at all. We can ask for more.
Facts.
And
and it's not asking for too
much. That's what a lot of
much.
fans are doing.
You'll have more folks who are like, I would like to be in a space where I'm not feeling so entirely alone. There are so many people like myself who are interested in this sort of thing. It's not just like a white fascination. It's like a thing that a lot of people share in and enjoy.
I've got lifelong friends just off the back of the fact that we geeked out together. I love anime. I do.
Facts.
I love it.
Yo, bro, I put that on everything. My boy was just calling me. I had to text him like, yo, hold on, give me 10 minutes. I'm working on the video. And it's literally so that we can go watch Shippuden with his pops. We putting him on right now, and shit is fire. I'm rewatching all of Shippuden from the very beginning. We just finished Naruto, and now we on Shippuden. Gaara just got abducted by the Akatsuki. It's getting spooky. You know what I mean? Like, bro, this shit hard. This shit is so hard. So yeah, like actively watching this. I'm catching up to One Piece as well. I'm up to episode 250, 255 around there, and I'm binging. I'm about to catch up. I slept on it for a very long time. I apologize. It's fire. That's my fault.
There's spaces that are like advertised as just like, look, if you're Black and you're into this stuff, then like come on down. It will be, in a convention hall somewhere in the States.
We feel encouraged to make a space where fans like us can feel welcomed and no one feels excluded. It's really about a community and being able to enjoy it together.
If you want to hear more from Black...
So that's pretty much it for that one. But yeah, bro, like honestly, man, I wanted to look over that video because it goes into very, very, very good detail as far as the caricature of Black people and the way we've been depicted within anime, which is stemmed from the way we were depicted in Western animation for a very long time. It's a sensitive topic, man, but like I said in my last video about the cosplay girl, do what you want to do. Don't ever feel like whatever you're interested in, you're wrong for being interested in it. You're not, okay? People are always going to have something to say. They've always had something to say to me, with me being a huge anime fan. I never gave a fuck. I really did not. It does not matter what anyone has to say. Because at the end of the day, bro, when I'm at the crib and I'm smoking and I'm chilling and I'm watching anime, that is my peace. Genuinely. That is where I find peace. If I'm not making music, I'm watching anime. And if I'm not watching anime, I'm making music. Like, bro, those are the two outlets for me that will always be a source of stress relief. You know what I mean? So it's like, whatever it is for you, hold on to it. Hold on to it for dear life. All this world wants to do is suck you dry of your energy. That's all this world wants to do. So if you find something that replenishes you, that fills you with energy, and it's not hurting nobody, bro, go all out. You know what I mean? Just go all out. Do your thing. I appreciate y'all. Have a good one. Take care.